You're dealing with something that's holy. Yeah, hold me.
It's week 6 of the National Football League, and we have Amon-Ra St. Brown on center stage. He really came through last week, going for 126 yards. It's the Lions and the Packers. All that and more coming up next.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at the Packers in this matchup. This is one of those games that old school guys dream about.
Absolutely, and count me among those guys because we got the #1 rushing offense in the league taking on the #1 defense in the league. And that, to me, says this is going to be a hard-hitting game that's going to be won in the trenches. Partner, I'm already taped up. Maybe you and I should pad up for this one.
Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. This taken in at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's got some space here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now it's Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 4-yard line. Jones going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Jones again. And a second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. The point after through the raindrops, 2nd and goal. And it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. The numbers for him from a week ago: 9 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And that's just not enough carries for a running back to get loose and really feel like he's into the game, because they have to have enough volume to establish a rhythm, not just for themselves, but also to get in sync with their offensive line so they can read the blocks properly and they can execute. I expect them to get a minimum of 15 carries in this game, and the optimum number would be 20 plus.
4 yards the pickup, first down. The Lions at 2-3 here to begin the new season. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Swift going to try up the middle. Now the ball comes loose. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Under on my spot sheets, a highlighted turnover margin, because what we remember, they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine, because the amount of time that we know they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. A throw out wide here, caught by Pettis. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Green Bay score. Fielded right around the 8. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that mountain crop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, here's Swift. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, you're able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I like the confidence of having played the ball here. No panic in his eyes. As that throw right, tracked it from the moment of the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Back to throw here. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The play fake. He'll look to throw. He completes it to Beckham. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 23 yards on the play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. He'll drop to throw. He'll get this off to Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On play action, they'll throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it.
Now a hit and a loose football, and this is scooped up by the Lions, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they want it.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From midfield, here's Rodgers. That is caught. It's Dante Pettis. Touchdown, Packers. Dante Pettis with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit. And they
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Dean Lowry. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down.
And how about this, a fake? Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the 2nd quarter. The Jags trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head to the Big East. Check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Carolina Panthers. P.J. Walker, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Brandon Ayuk, a touchdown reception. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half, and it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Packers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is nearly impossible. Let's face it. The bottom line is it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. On the move to his left. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position. And only one play to score it.
Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Time for another look at this Lions offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get over to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Matt LaFleur loudly voicing his objections to that previous call. He's going to throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the
So
field.
the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw.
That's complete to Tony. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work, but in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Bourne.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. From the 45 on 2nd down, Rodgers.
Pass complete once again to Bourne. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On first down, Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Only needing 2 yards on second down. Off the option, it's Jones. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead third quarter. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Rodgers now to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. Dante Pettis from 6 yards away. And the Packers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ballgame.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And Detroit getting set to go now. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's. Realized. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. A first throw for the backup Ryan. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. Romeo Okwara in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. Off the option, it's Jones. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 20-yard line. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Packers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Now Jones. And a second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. Point after up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in, and he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. From midfield now, here's Ryan. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Throwing again, Ryan. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on 2nd down, Ryan. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. 4th down, here's Ryan. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Ryan. And this throw will be intercepted. Through an opening, and there he goes. 30, 10, and into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. And not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. But maybe some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And he will go out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. That's just 32 yards officially. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this.